Hi all, we are back to share with you some news that has been going on in the industry. First of all, we'll get started by TNOC news. TNOC has started the fourth group with over 50 members in fourth group and growing. As of now, TNOC has 800 members in the main group across 4 groups and about 100 members in the All India group. A big thanks to all of you for making TNOC grow and achieve success as we have done today. Thank you, and we continue to look forward to your participation in TNOC. Nexon sells over 9,200 units in the last month, September. It's really nice to see people opting for Nexon, an Indian product, over other manufacturers. 9,200 units itself is a very big number, but it's still unclear whether it's a real number or whether it's due to the declining sales of other competitors. Let's wait till the production normalizes once the chip shortage is solved and we'll be able to see the true sales number of the Nexon. The central government had proposed a speed limit of 120 km per hour on all national highways in India. Unfortunately, the High Court turned down that proposal, stating it might be a bit too risky. Well, we feel that it should have been allowed, just because some people cannot drive at 120 and control their cars. I feel others shouldn't be penalized, right? I know most of us follow traffic rules, follow the speed limits, follow a lane change discipline and all, and just because some don't do it, others shouldn't be penalized for that, right? So effort should have been taken to train the others and ensure that people can drive well, and instead of restricting the driver who can drive to 80 kilometers, which is the national speed. And of course, with traffic increasing in cities and more time taking to exit cities while going on a trip, 120 kilometers would really help us to speed up and make up for lost time which is wasted in exiting the city traffic. So yeah, let's pray and hope that the court reverses its decision and we get to legally drive at 120 kilometers on the national highways. All of you know that Ford India has exited the Indian car market and it's restricted only to a handful of imported models. This closure of Ford's factory in India has led to a staggering 200,000 job losses. That's right, 200 people have lost their jobs because of this, which includes direct Ford employees, contractual staff to Ford, and of course third party people like vendors and suppliers who are supplying to Ford. Indirect contractors like, let's say, the canteen guy, the water can supplier, the electrical, the housekeeping, and all those non-production allied people who provide services to Ford have also lost their jobs. Let's hope that the government does something and brings about a major revolution so that at least a majority of them can get jobs. Of course, this adds to the pandemic time where jobs aren't at its best now, and let's hope that they get back their jobs real soon, or at least another job in compensation by the government. MG was in talks with the government of Tamil Nadu to take up the Tamil Nadu and with the government of Gujarat to take up the Sanand Gujarat plant for manufacturing of MG vehicles, but Tata won the race and now Tata has been given control of both the plants. Tamil Nadu and Gujarat proved to be a strategic location for a manufacturing company due to nearness to its ports. The distance from Chennai port to the manufacturing plant outside the Chennai city is about 50 kilometers, which greatly reduces the cost of transportation of Nexons to the port and also import of materials if required any from the port. So that gives a big strategic advantage, and we all know that Tata Motors and its senior management had spoken to the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and apparently now they have got the contract of the plant. Now we can hope for some new jobs to come up in Chennai and another prime manufacturer who has set up shop in Chennai, and of course there's going to be a lot number of job increases for those who are looking for a job in Chennai, right? So when we set up a plant, there's so much of job opportunities for direct and indirect employment, right? So let's hope that those who lost the jobs due to Ford's exit are at least taken care of by this new plant in Tata. And for us enthusiasts, I'm sure there'll be some new great models coming up where we could upgrade our Nexon to our next level car. The Citroen C3 has launched some pictures and photos as a teaser and a competitor to Nexon. While I really don't feel that C3 is a competitor to the Nexon, and of course rumors are going around, and we from TNOC would like to clarify that yeah, there would be some buyers of Nexon who would get into C3, but it's not really likely to dent Nexon sales. A, that the C3 is a bit smaller than the Nexon, and B, its Spartan headrests and its okayish interior and lesser features, as the spy shots suggest, might be a deal breaker for many. So let's wait and watch, and as of now I personally don't feel that C3 is going to impact Nexon sales in any way. Finally, the name Punch, it is Tata has successfully launched a sub Nexon SUV and called the Punch. It has garnered about 20,000 bookings as we speak and also got a 5-star rating. So people who are looking for a smaller segment SUV, smaller than the Nexon, for maybe primarily city runabouts or their second car, Punch would be a very good choice. Well, let's see how the Punch affects or impacts Nexon sales. With delivery starting in November, rumored, let's see how the sales figures of Nexon and Punch are. For all those traveling to Kerala and Karnataka, be wary that taking telephone calls on your Bluetooth device is illegal and being enforced by the police. If you are found using a Bluetooth, a wired or a wireless or any device to take phone calls while you are driving, you may be stopped and fined by the police. Yes, that's true. Whether you use the default Bluetooth mic that's above the driver's seat in a Nexon, or use any of the ones, the earphones, the neck phones, headphones, whether it is wired, wireless, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, it doesn't matter. It's illegal. Well, some of them may say the fact that I'm not holding my phone like this and driving. The spirit of the rule is to keep the concentration focused on the road while driving. So when somebody is speaking on the phone, our brain tends to listen to what the other person says, and thereby removing our focus from the road. Now let's say I'm driving and somebody is hearing to something on the phone. There's a chance that person might hit my car and cause an accident, right? And if it's not an accident, if it's a two-wheeler or a pedestrian, it could even lead to the loss of life. So in the spirit of the rule, I really appreciate the rule that it's being enforced, and I hope it's enforced in Tamil Nadu too. The exceptions to this device are: you could park your car on the side of a road and take the phone call. For those who are using a driver or a chauffeur to ferry you around, talking on the loudspeaker in the back seat, which the driver can hear, is again a violation and the police can stop you. If the driver uses the phone or the passenger uses the phone, it's still a violation. If the rear passenger uses a headset, wired or non-wired or Bluetooth or whatever, and it doesn't impact the driver, it's not a violation. So as long as we talk softly without disturbing the person who is driving the vehicle, we are good. Too loud music, although there is no specifications on the decibels that are allowed, too loud music, which probably like the ones which you can hear outside, or the double triple woofer setups that we hear, again that is also considered a distractive driving method and the police can fine you. Now coming to the most critical part, right? Some of you may say that what if I'm going to an unknown place and I'm relying on GPS to find the way? Yes, the government says that the phone should be fixed on the car, maybe using one of the mobile mounts, either on the windscreen or on the AC vent or wherever, so that at the twist of a head you should be able to look at the screen which shows the GPS and drive accordingly. Having it in the pocket or holding it in one hand and looking like this while driving, that is not allowed, right? And if the police see that, it would lead to a fine. The same applies for two-wheelers too. So all the people who do these deliveries, like the food provider apps or the delivery apps, courier person, whoever is driving in an unknown area, maybe the app-based cab providers or bike providers, they all are expected to have a handlebar or a dash mounted mobile holder on which the mobile should be fastened, and you are allowed to look at that only for the purpose of navigation and go. Again, on that mobile holder, if somebody puts the call on loudspeaker and drives and the police sees that, that's again a violation. So in the best interest of your safety and others, please do not talk and drive. And if you really need to take that important call, park the car on the side of the road, take that call, and once you're done with it, proceed to driving. Do subscribe and subscribe to our channel. We'll keep bringing you such informations very soon as and when the industry happens. Thank you, and see you again with another edition of TNOC Clear Center.